Yeah, I spot him, I found him. Grabbed the duct tape and bound him. Dragged him to the river, but I ain't gonna drown him. Bodies in the grave, ain't nobody found him. His heart pounding constantly. Cut open his guts and watched him bleed. Called the hounds and I watched him feed until his flesh from his bones were an alpha scene.
Thank you for calling Killa Factor. What can I help you with today?
I need you to slice this motherfucker up. I need you to put him in a bag and send his remains to his mother. All right? He's been running around here. He's been disrespecting everybody in my family, and I'm sick of it.
I'll send the unknown now.
Banshee, I bring 100 killings to see my boy was looking for villains. Get a thrilling, yeah. Come here, bitch. With sword to the ankle, dirt to the dick. Stiletto on my stick, right below your sternum. Side of each wrist, don't want you squirming. Get the sight, start the real slicing. Into the bag, hope your mama likes it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to HorrorCorridor, episode 9. We're here with Killa Factor. That features Mistah DKB and Unknown Factor. What's up, guys?
What up?
The Unknown Factor. There is only one.
That is correct, man. And like, look, that motherfucker met me before it was the unknown factor. But yeah, it's the unknown factor.
All right. Cool. How are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's been a nice, slow Sunday for me. Just been doing chores all day. So, do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Motherfucker, you go first. You've been doing this shit way the fuck longer than I have.
I guess so. Yeah, I'm Mistah DKB, formerly the Super Smash Bros. Now, solo with the Unknown Factor. We got a group project called Killa Factor, which is what we're up here promoting now. We also got a group project. I've been in the game like 25 years now. You probably don't know me, but that's how it goes. But whatever. I don't really got much to say.
Damn.
Oh, yo, I'm gonna kick his ass for excluding so much. Because firstly,
yeah,
like,
I don't know.
I know it's fine, bro. I'm gonna run my mouth. This is look, I'm gonna say right now because that's right. I do whatever. I'm gonna say right now though, real quick. Like, I met this motherfucker. Like, it was about 120 episodes into No Fucks Given Radio, which is why you honestly know me. Let's be real fucking honest. You know me from the fact that I ran that radio. Like, I say 300 episodes, but technically it was more close to 4 when you include all the shows and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot there. If anybody wants to go check it out, but check it out. I don't give a fuck, right? Because it's about the goddamn music and that's what's up. But I met him at that point. And, like, how I started was really weird, bro. I started doing music when I was 32, as opposed to this motherfucker who started when, he
probably,
was,
like 14 something. I'm like 40 now. I just turned 40, so... Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, this motherfucker's on some real fucking OG old school shit. I jump in when I'm 32, which was only 6 years ago. Shit happened real fucking rapid and crazy as far as, like, I got into it. I got in with a couple people around here, started recording. They ended up hating me. I ended up getting an interview on Underground Wicked Radio. Ended up pissing that dude off to where he kicked me off the fucking radio, but I had a bunch of fucking shit booked, and it was either start a radio or tell, I think it was probably upwards of like 15 to 20 motherfuckers that, hey bro, I can't interview you now. So that's why No Fucks Given Radio happened. It was my hand was forced, and I could either be a bitch or be creative. I was creative. I'm very glad I was creative in that moment, because if I had not been creative, I wouldn't have never met this motherfucker who is my brother in every goddamn fucking sense of the word. Like, because in going through all that, man, I can't tell you how many people I'm gonna say it, and I'm like, we're just gonna go into a little shitstorm right off the bat, because fuck it. I upset a lot of people when I got in for some reason. Like I've almost been jumped at a bar a couple times, this and that, a couple different places. Like, had drunk motherfuckers who were way too drunk to want to fight my sober ass, wanting to fight me, fucking screaming at me, talking about let me out the car. And I'm like, dipshit, it's your homie holding the fucking door to make sure you don't die, blah, blah, blah. And just like all the real petty shit with rappers around here. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I was 32 when I came in. I wasn't a kid who was just like, well, I was somebody who had all this crazy shit in my head, because I got a lot of crazy shit in my head, man. And you could go check us out solo, all the shit I've done, Killa Factor, everything, fucking, and everything else that's coming. I'm letting it fuck all out in the music. This is the only motherfucker in the long run of things that could look at me and go, yeah, I get it. Let's run. Let's roll. And it still makes me think back to when we started the radio. I mean, not when I started the radio, but when I brought this cat on. Firstly, shout out to Chris Polk of Project Born. Rest in peace, Pint. And shout out to Nitty too. Just I say Polk specifically though because Polk is the reason that the Super Smash Bros came on to No Fucks Given Radio. And that's how I met DKB. And then we ended up going on to have shows. We had a comic book show that was me, him, and his former partner. He became a very intricate part of the radio. Like, and when I say intricate, bro, I mean, motherfuckers, did you not comprehend the amount of work that motherfucker put in on NFGR? I don't think anyone does. Not really, except like me and the wife. I mean, me and the wife know because we were the other two that were fucking doing it. Really, not that there weren't another shitload of hosts and a bunch of other motherfuckers that were putting in work, but there's levels. You know what I mean, bro?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were a few different shows, right?
I think by the time we stopped, if you want to include the podcast that we broadcasted, there was probably around 20. If you don't want to include the podcast that we broadcasted, I think it was around 14 or 15.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, because we brought on podcast hosts and we started they'd get me their podcast and I'd have a certain day, like, this is the day you can hear Critical Thinking on NFGR. This is the day for, fucking, oh God, I'm so annoyed I can't remember the name of that one because we had such an epic game of rock, paper, scissors on No Fucks Given, on the No Fucks Given hour. It's funny as fuck, but I can't remember her name. Or the Pod Couple, that's what it is. And then, yeah, like I said, the Super Nintendo, which was myself, DKB, and his former partner. And then Aliens Ate My Broadcast, which was myself and DKB, which was just all conspiracy shit. Also, the No Fucks Given Hour, the main show. Dude, it was a lot. But I digress, man. My point is, like, again, shout out to Poke for bringing this motherfucker on because it got to a point where we started kind of working on the radio, and we just kind of listened to one another's music. And I was like, hey, bro, let's do a track. That track is Flash Before Your Eyes, which is on The Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, bro. I wasn't 1,000% on that. I won't lie.
What's The Vision?
Mixtape I put out probably 3-4 years ago, maybe.
Dude, it's been more than that. Shut the fuck up. It's the fucking...
I don't know, 5, whatever. Time don't matter. But anyways, it was just kind of a mashup. Like, we didn't really fuck with each other musically, but then we I think this might kind of fit. And then, like, when we got done, it was like, it wasn't just a collab. It felt like damn, this is like a mold, like, that we put together. And I think that was kind of the start of it. And after that, it was just like,
oh, it was.
Let's just make a couple of tracks and see how it goes. Like, because I was still in the Super Smash Bros. We didn't plan on making a Killa Factor. Mm-hmm. It was just like, oh, we'll just do some shit because we're on the radio, so we're all going to support each other. And then what happened was, like, Super Smash Bros. Still doing our shit. We're doing a couple things here and there. Killa Factor starts growing, and it feels right. You know what I mean? So we end up, we'll put together an album. Then it was, we'll put together an EP. It ended up being an album.
Was that America Runs on Murder?
That was actually Wickedness and Retribution, which actually just dropped. That was supposed to be the first. Yeah, that was supposed to be the first project. That didn't happen.
Okay.
So I don't remember exactly how all that became about. I think we just wanted to put out American Runs on Murder. We wanted to put out like a mixtape because we wasn't completely finished with the album.
Mm.
And we felt like we needed something. And then what we came up with there, it kind of just like sprung a life on its own. I'm pretty impressed with that project.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Oh, thank you, bro. I mean, really, like, that's the thing. Like, it's I laugh like that because it's funny as fuck to me to look back at the history and and realize that the album that we just dropped was very much supposed to be our first album, but it ended up being our third. Just the way things went. And it was like DKB said, man. It was the thing of like, bro, this shit's taking forever. Well, we need to get some shit out. And in regards to that album, there's a lot of reasons that it took so long. I would say like I'm very proud of Runs on Murder. I'm very proud of fucking No Candy Given. Wickedness and Retribution is way more of a one singular story, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it was formulated over a long period of time. It involves, like, firstly, shout out to every motherfucker that had anything to do with that album. I would list you all, but Jesus, there's 13 people on one track. And that's just that one track. I'm absolutely positive I would miss at least someone unless I had a list in front of me, and I don't. So I'm not saying no names. Shout out to motherfucking everybody. But real quick, back to the story of Killa Factor, bro. So what happened was that all evolved, right? We ended up dropping all that. And based on the fact that I ran No Fucks Given Radio and that we did everything with the radio that we did, I will say it allotted me a network that most artists would take them a lot longer to get, because they're, you know what I mean? Because like bro, like if you do this and you continue doing this and it goes well and everything goes well, you will have a bigger network of artists than almost any artist you fucking interview. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just,
for sure.
That's just the case of it.
We have a ton of artists that work really closely with our network, more on the horror side, because we've been doing screenings, directors' commentaries, and stuff like that. So these guys are just like hitting us up all the time. Can we do something again? So it's great. You probably had that too with musicians.
Yeah. I mean, quite a bit, which is dope. But then there's some motherfuckers that like, you're like, no, you were an idiot, and I don't want to fucking deal with you, and they keep wanting to. I mean, I'm just gonna be sincere. I interviewed fucking probably around 300 people when it was all given said and done, as far as artists, comic book, fucking porn stars, everything, whatever. Some of them motherfuckers, I talked to them once. I never wanted to fucking deal with them again after that. I mean, fuck that shit. You know? Some of them, holy shit, I'm humbled as fuck the fact that they still work with me today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is what I say as far as in the network, and why I'm gonna kick this motherfucker's ass, being like, oh yeah, this Killa Factor, and then we got this group project. No, man, look, out of everything that me and this motherfucker grinded on, that was the radio, the shit that is spawned in positivity for us, musically, in my opinion, exceptional. From, like I said, Killa Factor and what it's developed into, which when I made fucking Flash Before Your Eyes with that motherfucker, I did not think I'd be making a track that I'm like, dude, we're gonna be playing this one day and we're gonna get the goddamn show shut down. That's Cop Killa, by the way. Like, if that shit doesn't get a show shut down and mics pulled out of our hands one day, I'll be surprised. I really kind of will. But from all that, man, I mean, the network we developed, we ended up, from those ciphers, the AA, and then there's another one on No Candy Given, that's Ghost Stories. One of the individuals from the ciphers is like, you guys keep putting together these big ass ciphers, why not just make a fucking super group? And we're like, fuck it, fine, let's just see. That's where X Among You came from. Oh, okay. Which is JD Hardaway was the one who had the idea. of course, it includes myself and my brother, Mistah DKB, because, I mean, that'd be fucking odd to just bring it up and it didn't. Cause Draven of The Walking Dead, much love. Bounce Ball Boogie and Jatui. Yeah, much love to all them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Those are 4 artists that on their own are damn good artists, man. But collectively as they and what we're doing there, I think that's another thing that developed in a very natural form and just kind of happened. And then to bring up one other thing, man, I'm proud as fuck to be part of the 144 Chosen Few with Judah Priest and everybody, man. And shout out to Judah for that. You know what I mean? I mean, we got the round table getting ready to drop. As far as from that end, I know Zay. Dude, if I announced that fucking collab, you think anybody would be pissed at me?
I don't know. With the Zay collab?
Yeah.
Cafe Frio?
Well, I'll announce that one if I fucking want to.
Well, I don't know. Which one you're talking about then?
The one harder
or
one.
the one Hardaway got.
The one that we need to work back. Should I just not?
See, we getting. I don't know if you should. But I do like that's the thing though. Like we're getting collabs. We're getting some
bigger ones.
That's
good.
That's the thing too with like the radio. Like whenever we was in a spot like making the album, like who could we feel instead of like looking at a group of a billion artists, we kind of like narrowed it down to who did we fuck with in the radio that were artists that are still cool. You know what I mean? Like we don't want to fuck with people just because they're people. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this dude's so and so, he's got a name, whatever. Now, like we generally try to fuck with people that's on the album. So like that's another reason the album didn't come out, because there's people we don't fuck with no more that had to get off the album.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I could see like 3 years of making you probably have some falling outs.
So like
so
like that's what I'm saying. Like all the people in the radio, all the connects you have, you can kind of look at that and like look back at shit, and then it's like, damn, we could reach out to so and so, and like Factor said, like other people don't have that privilege of just connecting with somebody for that. You know what I mean? Or it might cost them some cash. It ain't gonna be the same genuine collab or whatever. So it's like, I don't know. I don't even know where the fuck we coming from. We all got ADHD. We're bouncing.
Well, and look, man.
What started this, or what I'm trying to get to is the genuine people that we got on these albums from, you know, the connections that we had. I don't know.
All the collabs that are on the newest album are just really professional studio level people. So you guys definitely did a good job picking them out.
Thank you. And as far as what DKB is saying, to elaborate, I think it's the fact that we were able to meet individuals and look.
That's another thing too with the visuals.
Well, I'm gonna. I interviewed a lot of people, man. I'm gonna be straight up. There's some motherfuckers that like I just flat out wouldn't work with for one reason or another. You know what I mean? And then there's some other motherfuckers that I fucking interviewed. And I'm humble as fuck to some degree that they even want to work with my ass, because I'm like, who the fuck am I starting out fucking rapping at 32? And like I'm sitting here like my greatest influence as a rapper is Stan Lee. I sound like a goddamn lunatic. Whatever.
Hey, that's fine, man. I mean, needs more originality in the scene, right? But would you consider yourself at all nerdcore or anything like that? I mean, that's like kind of something that people will say, and I hear you throw out the nerdy thing a few times in your songs.
Oh, dude, I definitely have what I would call a nerd influence, but no, and it's
hard to. It's funny. I would say it's hard to put a name on something, because it's kind of everything's like my style is like everything's thrown into a pot. You know what I mean? Like I might talk about some nerdy shit. Same time I'm gonna shoot you, or you know whatever. I'm gonna talk about some real shit I seen, some street shit. I just kind of like I mix it into something. So it's different in that. Like I wouldn't say we're naturally like a, you know what I mean? Like I don't know even if we have like just a straight nerdy track, you know.
Yeah,
what
I
I mean?
wouldn't
Like,
ever consider you guys a nerdcore, but I would say,
but like we're definitely down with that shit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
we grew up reading comic books and getting made fun of. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for
Growing
sure.
up, you know what I mean. That
I mean,
was
look at
cool,
me,
but-
I'm fucking nerd.
I mean, yeah, it's like I think it's all because, you know, we're all introverts and shit. You know what I mean? Like we read shit, so it's not like we're out there in the world seeing all this shit. We're trying to be bigger than ourselves because we're so introverted. We don't feel like showing our real selves, so we're trying to like make characters up and shit like that.
Mhm.
So I think like
I think that explains a
us
lot
to
of
a point.
rappers.
Yeah, all of us to a point are kind of like
Well,
that.
And to again elaborate on what my motherfucking brother just said, I think he makes a very valid point. But I think a lot of that has to do, as far as making up characters, it has to do with a lot of the fact that, and I think it's the more extreme cases you see this in, man. Like it's motherfuckers that have been told, like, dude, you're kind of weird, You shouldn't fucking be that way. You're kind of weird. You shouldn't fucking be that way. So they're like, well, fuck it, I won't. I'm gonna fucking go make up some shit because y'all don't fucking like this shit. So fucking blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's a psyche thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because if I've never met someone who was a proficient artist who wasn't kind of psychologically fucked up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, sadly.
Yeah, I think that's what makes art. Like, I thought of something the other day, like in my head. It was like one of them like funny quotes. You know what I mean? Like you see like in a fucking on a poster one day, but it's like I just thought about it. But like you can create art. Like anybody can create an art, but only artists can create, you know, a piece of art. Like I don't know how I'm trying to say it. I had it good in my head. Now I'm trying to fucking like only artists can create art. Everybody can make art, but only an artist can make a piece of art. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I still want to say
you know
something.
what I'm trying to say.
You have a point.
I know.
My point's
dude,
there. It's jumbled.
God
Give me
damn
a
it.
second.
Can I kind of elaborate and probably piss a lot of his former and future guests off at the same time, and at the same time fucking see if I'm right.
Go for it.
Go for it.
All right, so you focus mainly on horrorcore, bro. That's what you do, which that's fine, right? And I will say, when you listen to the album, you were like, it's not horrorcore enough for me. And bro, I took that sheerly as a compliment. You have no fucking idea.
I think most people would.
Yeah, because what we do is extended ClipHop. That's what we do. To get back to the style, that's what myself and my brother Mistah DKB do. What we do is extended ClipHop. It was dubbed that by the Fool. And I'm like, yeah, bro, that's pretty much right. And it's because we'll go anywhere. We'll talk about fucking pretty much anything. And if we have a problem with it, we will go after it. And by it, I don't mean, oh man, that rapper said something about me. I'm going to go whine about him on a track. I mean, no. Why in the fuck is Jeffrey goddamn Bezos sending his bitch ass to fucking space while he has his employees pissing in bottles? Why in the fuck is the Catholic Church do the fucking shit they do? Why the fuck do we let the goddamn government get away? I'm talking about shit like that. I'm not talking about fucking little petty, minute. I can give a fuck, man. It's about a goddamn fucking message. You know what I mean? And the fact that we let way too much shit go that we fucking shouldn't, and then we bitch about fucking shit that like we shouldn't either. Like, who gives a fuck, dude? Oh my god, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock at the Oscars, right? You know what? I don't rightly care. I wish it had been Dave Chappelle, so Dave Chappelle would have been like, oh motherfucker, what? You think that was funny? And just like went off for the next hour. That's the only regret I have about that fucking moment. Otherwise, I don't rightly care that it happened. It's redundant bullshit entertainment, and people don't get it, right? What we're trying to do is present something entirely different from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as far as the horrorcore aspect, to get back and wrap back to my point, I do this a lot, bro. You ought to hear conversations between me and DKB. The fucking Killa Factor conversation will go fucking anywhere. Did them Toad have?
I know because I've talked to you before.
Hey, Ian. Does the Toad have nuts?
Does a what?
Does a Toad have nuts? All right,
Yeah.
never mind, bro.
I don't know. Yeah. I think so.
All right, now
In fact,
back to my back to.
Not the Battletoads though; they're flat down there.
Keep up with some upcoming releases from Killa Factor and other things that will make more sense, but that's a whole nother point. But again, to redundant or to fucking loop around back to my point in like a fucking triple fucking loop to loop, because that's how I do my shit. It's a roller coaster in my brain. As far as what DKB is saying, as far as trying to make a point, it's like when you're, or as far as being an artist, or you can make art, but to be an artist, it's with horrorcore. I think it's the easiest because you have a lot of motherfuckers that just do horrorcore and they're like, I want to rap. And I'm literally just gonna rap about stabbing somebody, and it is so fuck repetitive and redundant, and there's no kind of story, there's no kind of meaning. Now, I'm not saying horrorcore cannot be done right, man. I could sit here and name you a list of horrorcore artists that I love and respect the fuck out of. Like, look, if Brother Lynch ever told me he wanted to fucking work with me, I'd be like, fucking really? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fucking sit here and lie. I'm not.
but I don't.
Okay?
But like me, I don't consider Brother Lynch horrorcore.
And there's also
Because when I listened to Brother Lynch back in the day, I mean, I guess it was kind, but he was talking more like gangster shit, just shit on the streets of Sacramento, like. But
Yeah,
it was
that
dark.
like
It was
past his
dark.
third album, maybe. But
It was dark, I guess, but like I grew up like on darker shit like Esham and shit like that. So like I don't think it was nothing like I heard and was like, oh shit, this is crazy. Like I don't know, like to me, like yeah, like it can be done right.
Oh yeah, and it is a lot
Don't
of the
get me
time. That's kind of the point of the show is like it got such a bad name, especially like when everyone had laptop computers and Fruity Loops, and like we're doing exactly what Factor was talking about is like describing different ways to murder people and stuff, and the production got really low, and some of that stuff is good for like camp value. It's almost like
that's
watching.
the problem though, is when you have people that I wouldn't say like because like my production shit was kind of shitty sounding because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Nobody would help me. Nobody would fuck with me. So I had to figure out how to record, how to engineer myself. But the thing is, like, you can tell who's in this for certain shit. You can tell who's like, oh, like this guy might end up being something one day. Like he's,
and that's kind of
like,
one
there's
thing.
People now
like,
I still hear that are still doing it. That I'm like, nobody's told you yet that you can't really flow.
Guys, I'm sorry. I gotta take a fucking second. I think.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I think one thing.
The fuck's hanging up there?
Bras.
Bras. What the hell's he got? Got bras.
That's 3 bras.
What's he been doing over there? What you been doing over there? Oh, you ain't got the headphones on. What you been doing over there?
What are you doing, man?
You got a hook. You got a whorehouse in the back there. You got bras hanging up on your mic.
Oh yeah, bro. What?
I was trying to figure out what they were.
3 bras. Everything all right over there?
Yeah. No, it's good.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're probably all on the same page. I probably like a lot more horrorcore than you guys, but I think there's a huge skill gap there. Like when it comes to skill, it's just like you're really, really good at it or you're pretty terrible.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, that's kind of how like it was for me. Like I said, I grew up like Esham, ICP and all that shit. Like it got to a point like I started rapping and I was like, man, like the skill wasn't there. So I like branched out my music style, listened to different shit. And then like it got to a point, I'd say like right before I met Factor and shit, I kind of like I stopped listening to Esham because he was talking about God or some shit, the end of repentance. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You're fucking my brain up. And I thought he was, the devil.
I missed that Esham track.
Yeah. And then like, it's at the end, it's all about repentance and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
and then, but that's what I'm saying. Now, like, yeah, they don't care that they duped you. But the point is, like, I started getting into like my roots again, started listening to some more horror shit, and like I kind of felt like I kind of got more into my style. So like more of a Killa, style that I got is because I did grow up listening to horrorcore, and then I branched out different shit, and then I didn't just stay listening to horrorcore.
Mm-hmm.
But like I can appreciate it to a certain extent too.
Yeah. I would say, because I grew up punk, metal, goth, all that shit. And I was always like, the only hip hop I ever listened to would be the Brother Lynch, ICP, and shit like that. And then it was like, probably around the time I started drinking, I discovered like real normal hip hop, I guess you would call it. And that's when I got really deep into it. And the mix of that like hip hop obsession with the horror that I was always obsessed with, like, and that's the thing when it comes to the horrorcore artists, like for me, they got to be deep into the horror for me. Like that's what it's all about for me, is like they got to be telling a story. It's got to be poetry that I like listening to, that's telling me a story. I can drive down the street and it's like listening to an audiobook with a good soundtrack. I don't like the stuff that's like really rudimentary, all over the place. Especially when it's like, man, you're calling yourself horrorcore, but you're like talking about partying and like, and fucking street beef that probably doesn't exist, and like, so that kind of shit. It's just like, what are you even in the scene for? Like, I haven't even seen you, just put on some white contacts and talk fake street shit. Like that's the kind of stuff I hate.
That's a lot of the thing too, man. You see a lot of and look, again, I say this, man, I know there are people that do it right. There are way more people that do it wrong, but the mask and the face paint and the content.
Yeah, that's what I'm laughing about, because I was just getting ready to say that, man. Yeah, it's like to a point, like if we just put a mask on and get face paint, we'll be a lot higher up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'd be a lot cooler, man, if we just wore fucking masks. But I mean, I'm not going to say that there aren't certain things in works. I'm also, I mean, that when I initially started, I wore a very much, it was very much a dead, I mean, it wasn't, the painting and shit on it wasn't, but like just the way it clung to my face was very much Deadpool-esque. That's because I am the Wade Wilson of hip hop, but that's another note. But so I initially started with a mask, but it was straight cloth, bro. And I'm telling you, like, I performed at the Emerson, that's in Indy. If for anybody that doesn't know, one day I think it was for fucking opening for Woody Payton and shit. And like after my set, I went outside and I took this motherfucking mask off. And I wish someone would have gotten a picture, because from what everyone said, my head was literally smoking.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. When you take a mask off after performing for and it's just full of condensation. Well, that's like a rubber mask, but like the other ones you can just wring them out.
Oh, but no. Apparently, my head. You had your head smoke.
Oh, well, it's cold out.
Maybe if it's cold out.
That's what I'm saying. Apparently, my head just started.
I don't know.
Steam.
Like when I first started out, like coming out, I'd always have like I'd have like a Jason mask on with like a fucking bandana around, like, or you know what I mean. So I take the fucking mask off or put the mask on my side, but I couldn't imagine fucking doing a set with a goddamn mask on. Ooh. And the thing is too, like I've seen like people that are popular that wear masks to this day. Like, you see them in a concert and like, I can't understand a fucking thing you're saying. It's because it's just a muffled mask sound.
Some people are really, really good at it, and they've mastered it. And then some people kind of come out on stage with it. They'll use it for their promos. They'll come out on stage.
Yeah, see, I like that.
Off. And I think that's kind of like that's what Bloodshot does. I don't know if you guys know Bloodshot. He's a previous guest.
Yeah.
And was he ever on the show? On No Thanksgiving? Yeah.
That's when you said previous guest. I thought you meant mine, motherfucker.
That's awesome, man. I gotta go back and listen to your Bloodshot episode. But yeah, you guys have probably had a few of our guests on here.
I'd have to look at that list again. But yeah, several. And I mean, I know there were several on, dude, because I just kind of looked at that list real quick and I was like, oh yeah. But I mean, I didn't know whether they was upcoming or I didn't know what part of the list they were from.
As you know, it's very rough always. Yeah. You never know who's going to be on. So.
Oh, yeah.
Like the top 4 people were people that are scheduled and the rest of them are like 'cause, I have a kid, so I can't just be like on this every Tuesday I can record type schedule now. So it's really up in the air for the rest of the guests. But yeah, I got about 20 guests upcoming. They're all at random times.
I mean, hey man, if you can make it work,
But you gotta do it sometime.
And
Get it in.
It's a different type of show too, because I do like even with you guys, like I didn't really have. You guys have 3 albums, but I listened to them heavily. I did as much research as I can. Like I go as deep as I can. I guess like I still got a lot to learn about you guys, but
curious.
Yeah.
Out of all that shit, then what's your favorite track?
I probably like the first 3 off of Wickedness and Retribution. I think the very first one, what's it called?
A mischievous concoction.
That's really, it's long. And I like that. It's long and it's you guys going back and forth. The production's really crispy. So I would say that grew. First, I like the one that you guys did with HP the Grizzly the best because it got stuck in my head after I heard it. I was on the road. I will admit, the first time I listened to your album, I was in fucking shit mood and I had just drank a Red Bull and I just sewer scoped someone and got shit all over my hands. Not someone's house, and got fucking their pipes all over my hands. So it was bad. Second time I listened to it, I was a little bit more relaxed and it was a lot better on the second time around. But yeah, that said, the second few times I've listened to it, I would say I like the first like 3 tracks like really come in hard. And then especially when you guys come in later with Chuckles, who's another previous guest of the show and a previous host of your guys' show. We'll get into Chuckles in a second.
Yeah, that's the brother there.
Yeah. Shout out to Chuckles.
He's more than just a
Yeah, more than a guest. He was a host and like he was on half of your guys'. The ones I found on YouTube that I listened to, he was on most of your shit. So that was
Jesus, dude.
Kind of how I figured out about him.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's my brother, man. I love Chuckles. Like I said, we've got like he's on several tracks. We got some shit planned as far as working with him in the future. Because he's one of them guys I think.
But just as a dude, like not even as an artist, you know what I mean?
But can I say too, like we were talking shit on the MASH shit, but I've watched that motherfucker.
He does
I've
it
never seen him perform live. But I've watched videos of him performing live, and you can hear that motherfucker crisp, like, because his mask, like, I don't know if he uses fucking something to stick that shit to his face or what to make sure it stays, like, if he's out in California. Chuckles.
Oh, Chuckles, yeah. I mean, he has an opening.
Like, if he uses a fucking, well, but it's half like he uses an adhesive or some shit, bro, because of the way his shit sticks, you know what I mean? Which is dope, and like I said, again, much love to him. He's one of them motherfuckers, I think you look at it, he does it really fucking right in that regard.
That's one of the things I talked to Comatose about is because he talks so like really, really low, really deep, and really raspy. I'm like, how does that get through your mask when you play live? I watched him do a live show on Twitch a couple of weeks ago, and it sounded like you could tell it wasn't the album because he was going different than the track and he had no backing, but he did it flawlessly with the mask on. So some people can. I guess Axe is probably got good at it because they're always wearing masks.
I hope they did.
I've never seen them live, but
he said it, but I mean, I agree. You know what I mean?
I've never seen them. So.
I think again that has a lot to do with the fact that their masks are loose. You know what I mean? Like there's a slight gap, but it's a full face mask, and their masks are loose on their face. Like if you look,
that's what I'm saying. Like it just muffles it. Yeah,
they should put a lavalier mic like inside. That would be a good idea. But it might sound
that's too boy bandish. You can't do that. Then you gotta start dancing and shit.
You know, I always like never got the hate for the lavalier. I mean, it looks stupid,
I don't know either. Yeah,
but if you're
does,
a drummer and you can
it'd
sing,
be so
like,
perfect.
Fuck, just wear it.
Even just like so I don't have to hold a mic the whole time. I can do shit with both hands.
Well,
or I could hold shit on, like a prop or But it does look funky.
Yeah, it's like it looks like stupid, but it's like, how does that look any better than like constantly having your hand in front of your face? Like your hand is always blocking your face. So. But anyway, lavalier does look a little dumb, but give take, whatever.
Oh, about the drop mics.
I love like when a punk rock band comes out and the dude still has the mic stand out like Iggy Pop, and you're just like, All right.
You're just waiting for it to go flying.
Hey, now wait. You say drop mic, motherfucker. Now I want. No, I swear to God, I want some Mr. Kennedy shit. Like,
Yeah, that'd be kind of sweet.
this is Killa Factor.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. Do that at your next live show. That could be your like main prop.
Oh.
Unknown Factor, have you ever brought a sword on stage?
Why would you ask if I brought a sword on stage? I'm just curious.
Just because that's kind of your thing, swords, right?
You like swords.
You like
I mean, I
swords.
do very much like blades, bro, but I can't bring a real fucking blade on a goddamn I'd end up cutting him in half on accident.
No prop
'Cause he's
swords
already-
then either?
No, man, I don't use props. If we're playing with something in videos, I promise they're all fucking real. Like I carry a 6-foot staff, you know what I mean? That's got like a banding on it. It's got all kind of incantations, this, that. I won't go into all that. Like, but if you go through my shit, you can find plenty of footage of me with this staff. I've gotten pretty close to taking him out. There are times where I'm like really cognitively aware of the fact that I'm like 6 inches away.
I've done a couple Matrix shits. Like, whoa.
You know, so yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to do it with a sword, based on the fact that, I mean, if I hit him with the staff, it's just gonna be you fucking dick. If I hit him with a sword, it's gonna be a hospital visit.
Are you sword or staff trained?
In like, as far as no, but I really have liked knives for a long. I like sharp things, and I know how to play with them. We'll put it like that. But no one's ever shown me how to do it.
Nice, cool. I don't know why I brought it up. I just thought I'd ask. I always like to know if like people bring, because you know a lot of artists, they'll have their like kind of like their trademark accessory, even if they don't bring it on stage or whatever. Like maybe someone's got like something that's kind of.
You want to see some knives and swords, bro? I'm in my bedroom. There's a lot.
Yeah, if you want to show us, it's fine.
No, I don't care that much. This is about me.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to stab somebody.
It might not make good radio either because it's just knives, but some people are watching. Hopefully, a lot of people on YouTube.
We're gonna sell some knives. It's gonna turn into the fucking knife show. What's up,
code.
bro? Yeah.
How would you describe your individual rap style, starting with Mistah DKB? Like, maybe influences, like what, and maybe what you compare it to.
I have no fucking clue what I compare it to, but I don't know. Like, I'm more of like, I'd say like street style. More, I don't want to say lyrical, but what's the word? Like, I don't know. I've just been doing it for so long. It's kind of different. Like I said, I started out, I listened to Esham a lot, ICP, that was like, you know, and then like I got into Wu-Tang and stuff like that. And then I really got into like the underground, like a lot of stuff. Like I could name shit you guys, but I had no fucking clue what the hell I'm talking about. But like it's all in here in my brain, influence. So it's kind of different. At the same time, like I'm that killer, so like I just kind of bring like that mentality of just, I try to kill everything I'm on. I try to kill every beat, even though I don't have like a style though. Like it might do it slow, but I'm still gonna kill you slowly. It's like, because I question my own shit sometimes too. Like I ask Factor, it's like, there's like a Factor, it's like almost like he has a gimmick, but he don't have a gimmick, which is funny because he has a track addressing that. But it's like, you know, that's just him. He's the unknown factor. You don't have the gimmick. I feel like sometimes like I don't have the style because I'm such a mix of everything. And he's like, you know, he's like, Killer's got to do that shit too. Because I got a song for like driving like an old man. I'm like, man, should I have this on my next album? He's like, man, Killer's got to drive like an old man too. Something, you know, like it's kind of like I just feel like I'm more of like a big melting pot of everything. It's kind of hard to, if somebody could tell me what my style sounds like, I'd be more appreciative because it's kind of hard to.
I got it.
Narrow it down.
Well, fine. You go first.
It's Magic Deuce meets Ruckus, RUKUS from Cryptic. That's kind of what.
I know Magic Deuce. He's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
He's the man. Yeah, but I have to check out other. But I know I've heard of him. But
he's great, especially his solo shit. And he's kind of like really under the radar because he doesn't like to be in public, but. If you can find some of his mixtapes and stuff, Ruckus, Rukus. But what were you gonna say, Facta? How would you describe?
Well, firstly, shout out to Deuce, man. I love that you brought up Deuce, man.
Yeah.
Deuce is a good
Deuce is
dude.
the shit. New album.
We still need to get something in the works with him, man. We're fucking.
Yeah, we've been trying.
Yeah, we do. We got too much dumb shit going on,
happens.
bro. And yeah, whatever.
But yeah, definitely. Anyways,
yeah,
I would like to hear.
Yeah, as far as my brother's style, man, like I don't know that I would put a name on it. I know that when I initially met him, and I'm definitely gonna piss someone off with this next statement if he ever sees it. Like he was part of the Super Smash Bros. And he was ostensibly a really like on fucking point rapper who, in my opinion, you could tell was just kind of left to figure the shit out on his own and did it just through his fucking head and just that's how it was. And it trained to this other guy who was ostensibly just a lesser version of him, you know, and that's what it was. I don't know if stylistically I would compare him to anybody specifically that I have ever heard, just based on the fact that he has such a the motherfucker's got variety. Like he's way more versatile than I am as far as strictly lyrically. I'll fucking be honest. Like when it comes to me and DKB and Killa Factor, here's what it was like, and I hope he fully agrees with this. I'm pretty sure he does because we've had this conversation. I swear, unless I'm just in fucking a state, whatever. But like lyrically, that motherfucker he'll wreck me if he feels the need, right? He will. Like if he feels the fucking need, he could fucking wreck me. But again, I've been doing it 8 years. This asshole's been doing it like 25 plus. Story wise, oh man, I love a good story, and I love telling stories, and that's my shit. And I'm a little bit better at that story shit. You know what I mean? But that has a great deal to do with our influence. His influences are so many fucking MCs you can't even fucking name them all. Mine, I could sit here and name you comic book authors that I'm like, oh no, my greatest influences like Stan Lee, Garth Ennis, fucking Michael Turner.
Yeah.
You're naming a bunch of fucking comic book writers. It's like, yeah, what's your point?
No, that's cool, man. And I think that's one thing that really stuck out about Twisted for me back in the day was they weren't just strictly on that horror shit. They had like these other shades too, like comic books. They had some weed tracks, and it wasn't just that straight up. Like there's more to you guys than just killing. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of shades.
I mean, there has to be, bro. And again, back to him. Like I don't even know who I would say he's like. I mean, to me, DKB is DKB. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
And that's just me. You know what I mean? I mean, and I've heard people say the same thing about me as far as like, bro, no, you're just the unknown factor. Like that's, I can't really think of like anybody to compare you to or anything like that. The greatest compliment I got, and I got this up in Michigan, and it's anytime somebody asks me about this, I'm like, I got to bring it up because I love it. I can't lie. And shout out to this bartender if he ever fucking hears this. He's up in Flint. He's like, you remind me of a combination of Esham and Eminem. And I was like, God damn, dude, thank you. You know, I had nothing more to say to that dude besides like, thanks. You want an album?
Yeah, this guy is speaking. This guy hustles albums to anybody, man. It's hilarious.
You want to buy an album?
We'll stop at a gas station on the way to show. It don't matter anywhere. Hey, the first person he bumps into, I'm like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, do it. He's like, hey, you ever heard of Killa Factor? you like music? Yeah, it's hilarious. But you know,
go to Las Vegas Strip sometime.
Yeah, like that's what makes us, because like, you know, like he said, like he's the storyteller. Yeah. He's the talker. I'm more quiet. You know what I mean? It's just we're a very good dichotomy, I believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at the same time, like we're brothers from another mother. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't know what I would have done if I never met this guy. Like, where would I be today? Like I feel like before I met him, I thought I was like the greatest fucking rapper in the world. You know what I mean? Like that's just how you feel like in your mind. But it's like, man, if this guy wouldn't have pushed me to do some of the stuff I did, I wouldn't have gotten like a lot of the storytelling shit, or like there's like a lot of the times I'm just like, oh, let's just do this like this, and he's like, no, let's expand it. Let's think about this, the long run. And I'm like, damn, you've thought about 3 albums deep already. Did you know you was doing this when we started
So
this shit?
were the skits more the Unknown Factor side? Whose idea was the skits?
I would say, yeah, like more his, but like at the same time, like the way we talk, it's just a mismatch of a lot of shit. So like somebody might just throw out something and then it just evolves. So I couldn't even tell you at this point. It's like some of the lyrics that have been written, like I can't tell you if I wrote all my lyrics or if he wrote all his on some of this shit. Especially like some of the back and forths.
So you guys live in the same town, and when you
No, and that's the thing. Like we're like 2 hours away.
okay.
We're in the same state, and then he moved. It's like an hour away. Now he's like 2 hours away. So like everything's happened to make this not happen.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
it still feels right. It's not like I don't know. It's not like I'm trying to call up some guy that lives 2 hours away to get shit done. It just still feels like he's like in the next door over. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for technology,
oh
Yeah,
my
that's
god,
kind of be fucked. We'd
my
be
God.
driving back and forth everywhere. But
fuck, if we were the next door over, I don't. Ugh.
Well, back
if
to
we
the
was in the
cryptic.
same city, we would probably have a lot more shit. That's the think about that. Like if you think we're dope now, just imagine how much shit we could get done, how much more we can expand and learn. And
A lot of people just do it digitally, though.
Well, and that's the thing I want to say as far as a point DKB made. Man, look. That's my brother from the same spiritual mother, right? Right. That's what it is, right there, right. And as far as like me and him when we got together for Killa Factor, man, like I sincerely feel like steel sharpens steel. You know what I mean? And if you go and look at everything, man, I feel like that's all we've done is made one another's pins just sharper. You know what I mean? And we're both OG too. We use a pen and a piece of paper. That's how we write. You know what I mean? So we literally did sharpen the pen, just to be fucking clear. I don't get how people use phones to write tracks. It makes my brain fucking hurt. But yeah, I mean, I think that's something certainly we did off one another, man. And I think that's like it's just an interesting dichotomy, like I said, because it's a motherfucker who's like this, like he said, like he'll fucking bring up shit. He'll post songs of the day. Like
I've been seeing those.
Yeah, and I had to be like, dude, will you fucking just send me like just load into the drive some tracks for me to check out? And I'm like, literally, this was he's like, I hope I loaded some shit in there you like. I'm like, dude, look, I don't even give a fuck. Like, that's cool if I like it, but this is to study. You know what I mean? Because this motherfucker's loading so much shit that I've never fucking heard of that I'm like, it's just all about the intricacy and learning patterns, and it allows me to learn off that, like him, like he's taught me so much in that aspect where he sits and says, like, I'm sitting there like, oh fuck, you've already thought this 3 albums deep, dude. My brain just runs stupid like that. Like I said, I live up to my goddamn name more than I like. All right. So for anyone out there real clear that thinks it's a gimmick, suck my fucking dick. Okay. Because I live up to that name more than I would ever fucking like to. You don't want to. Fuck the fuck off. All right. But back to my point. In that we have very much just worked and made those skills better and better and better within one another. You know? Like and like he said, I mean, we're 2 hours away, man. But I talked to this motherfucker. If we ain't talked for 3-4 days or a week or whatever, and I talk, it's just, that's my brother. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it is.
And like I said, with the dichotomy, like we're all fucked up in the head anyways. We're artists. Like if I'm having a bad fucking week, for some reason he's having a fucking great week. And then when he's having a bad, like I'm having, and like we always know it too. Like we'll hit each other like, you all right, man? Like you can just sense it.
Yeah.
So it's like we're definitely connected spiritually somehow. Like, and like we talking about like pushing each other. Like the artwork. That's kind of like how it started with Project Born. Like I accidentally did some artwork for him, and then like I had to do more, and I was like, oh shit, I can't do this. I ain't good enough for this. When I was in Super Smash Bros, my other brother, I thought, well, at the time, we contacted Project Born for some shit. You know, we did collabs, and then all of a sudden it was like, I need this art piece, and he was like, man, you can do some art, but like at the time, like I really wasn't doing no art. You know, I just do art for myself or whatever, art shit, mixtapes or whatever. This I did shit for Project Born. He liked it, whatever. And then like we ended up connecting with NFGR. I ended up I don't even know how it happened. I don't know if we had a show or I just started doing art first. Which one? I don't even know why, but
well, bro, what happened in relation with NFGR was we did the show and then we ended up starting the.
Well, I remember the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, the Super Nintendo show, and then from there you kind of started doing the graphics for that, and from there I figured you could do more, and you came on to more.
Okay, so basically that's what happened. So like Factor just kept pushing me, like shit, like I can't do these graphics. I never done shit like this. And he's like, you can do it. And then it kind of morphed into this thing now to like, now I'm like a pretty damn good graphic artist. I've done shit for Project Born. I do shit for Pose saying all the time. I just did shit for that, like we was just saying, 144 records, 144,000 chosen few, the round table with Judah Priest, you know, Sony. That's going to be distributed through Sony. That's on Wu-Tang Management. You know, like, what the fuck? Like, there's like certain things like in my life I never thought I'd get to. You know what I mean? Without meeting Factor, like none of this shit would have happened.
Wait.
The Project Born song.
Hold on, bro. I just got to respond before you go any farther. That like without this motherfucker, I don't know where the fuck I would be musically as far as in progress to this. So where he gives me credit, as much credit is due to him. I want that to be said aloud by me publicly and for everyone. And it's not one fucking sided. I was just the asshole with the radio.
But anyways, yeah. So like I ended up doing that. I'm on a song on Project Born's Born Dead 3. Like shit. Like I never thought I would dream of.
That's fucking.
And for like. Yeah, like, and then the fact that like Esham was supposed to be on that track, and something happened, he couldn't do it, and then I got to be on it. Like that, it kind of brings it full circle to me. Like some of the shit, like where I thought I'd be in life, to like what happened. It's like almost I'm where I thought I'd be, but like not how I thought I'd get there. Like I never thought like I would do graphics or like be on a radio or meet this motherfucker that lives, 2 hours from me and be in a, what I feel like is like my main group. Like what I was meant to do is Killa Factor. Like it's different. Like when I do my solo shit, I don't know, like I'm all over the place. I kind of I can make 1,000 different songs. So like if you listen to that album I make and you don't find something you like, something's wrong with you. Like I feel like I just kind of it's like all like emotions. Like there's something there that you're gonna like. But with Killa Factor, it's more like it's a story. It's something like deeper that I feel like I can't talk about by myself on my albums. But when I'm at Factor, it's like a different connection happens and it's like magnified and that, you know what I mean? That's cool. It's truly
No, he to that exact point, man, is I always like in my head there's so many visions. I have so many problems with things as far as how we run this world properly, as far as within a society, this and that. I could go into so many little aspects, but the point of anything I would say in that regard would be the fact that when I initially started, man, I almost killed probably 3 or 4 different groups because somebody from that group wanted to work with me. The other dude got pissed, blah, 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 right? Now, this only ended up going to fruition to where I ended up with what you see before you in one case. Every other case, it turns to where the motherfucker ostensibly turned bitch. You know what I mean? And fuck, I fucking forgot my goddamn point for a moment. Hold on. Fuck.
Killa Factor.
Yeah, but it's the fact that all of those motherfuckers that, like, I would have been down with presenting what me and DKB are presenting. You know what I mean? Like, it's always kind of been in my head as far as, like, fuck the system and what we've put before us and what is wrong with you. Why are you fuckers sitting there worshiping books that are thousands of years old? And, like, do you not understand that these were stories created to fucking control you, and all they've done is cause violence and ignorance to be spread throughout society? You want to sit there and just whatever. I'm not going to get on that rant, right? But so many of those motherfuckers, essentially, were just, they weren't willing. Because you know, let's face it, to do a track called Cop Killer, your balls got to be so big, right?
Body count.
Like not to be a dick, you know, but to do a track quite like that, and to put it publicly and to put it out like that, and to just really be that blatant about it, you got to have a certain mentality, you know. Like there's just got to be a little something certain there, bro. And they shout out to Seven of Panther real quick. Oh my God, coming in on the end of that and just rapping it, fucking it up so goddamn fucking. Shout out to Seven. We got him coming up on the next album too, on some other whole different tip of shit that he repped as well. But it's on a whole different fucking subject matter.
That guy's a real Black Panther too.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So check out Seven. Yeah, you can check out Seven of Panther, man. He's up fucking everywhere. I know he's getting ready to drop something here.
Not like he's not like just a Black Panther. Like he's like a prominent member of the community. Black Panther. Like
cool.
To work with somebody like that on a track like that. I even fought with Factor on the name of that track because I thought the same shit. We can't name a track Cop Killer. It's gonna get us killed. Because especially at the time when we was making it, it wasn't.
It was Trump era.
This was before George Floyd era. We didn't plan this shit we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like we made Cop Killer before George Floyd died. So like, even though like, you know, everybody's always been fuck the police forever. It like escalated after that really bad. So like now it's people to hear shit. It's like, oh, you made it because of this. Yada yada. Like, no, when in fact we had that shit done a year before that shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's just that's an example of like the system we're in that shit needs a change. And I feel comfortable if something's gonna happen to me, I'm gonna die by making music. I feel right getting this shit out here. This shit like
it's crazy. 30 years ago, Body Count did their Cop Killer song, and it was right after Rodney King. And then you guys do this right after George Floyd, and you can see just how incendiary it still is.
And like my brother said, though, man, like if you sit and you go listen to Wickedness and Retribution, and you listen to it today, and you think we made it because, oh my God, the coronavirus happened in 2020 and forward, it was pretty much all done before all that shit happened.
Even like we got a track called Sick Fucks on there, which is really, you know, deep. Like we talk about like sex trade shit, like
Epstein,
the you know, the, like that all before all that shit happened. Yeah. All that, I mean, it was happening. All this shit before
it was happening.
Happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like Epstein wasn't public yet.
Yeah,
we already had that.
Yeah, a lot of stuff came out of the woodwork around that time, but you guys were recording before that.
So it feels like this album like feels like it's not like I said we started it 3 years ago probably, and it feels like we just made it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of feels like I'm kind of proud of it. Like the more I listen to it, the like, damn, this is like a fucking good album. Like this is really good. Like front to back, this is a good album.
Yeah.
And that's just what I want people to hear. Like I'm not trying to be cocky and say I'm the best rapper. Like, of course I'm a rapper. I'm gonna feel that way. I just feel like I'm fucking, you know what I mean? But like, I just want people to hear it because I think it's a thing it's missing a lot in the underground is just like you said, the substance, man.
Variety, substance, narrative. Yeah, a lot of that's kind of gone nowadays, and I think especially with like the influx of like trap music, it's become almost like a club. Underground is very
Yeah.
feels like
Every-
club music now.
Yeah, it's all cliche, or you say like there's some kind of gimmick there, or you got to have a mask or a paint your face, or you got to be in a certain style to be cool. But I don't know, like it's hard to name our styles. What I kind of boils down to, you know, what's your individual style? Like it's kind of hard to name it.
Yeah,
because we're just, you know what I mean. We're actual individuals.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, what is the future for you guys? You keep talking about a new album coming up. How's that looking at right now?
Well, wait. So hopefully we'll say next will be TED Talks. That being my next solo album. If everything goes as planned, and then after that,
be my solo, I'm guessing. So my first solo, which will be Smoke and Mirrors. And then I got a second solo coming out called Killa Island.
So now
I'll have some shit in between there too.
Yeah. We've and I know this motherfucker's got mixtapes planned, and I got so there's that. So Jesus Christ, dude, we to break down.
That's just solo.
To break down everything we've got going on is kind of retarded, bro. You realize that, right?
I also got 2 EPs coming, 2 mixtapes solo. Then Killa Factor.
We're working on our next album, and also kind of working on the one after that.
After that, too.
Concept. No, we're writing the next album. We're working on the concept for the next one. We've got Zay things going on. As far as X Among You, we are working on several different tracks. We've got a lot of collabs with Zay that we'll be getting ready to drop.
And when we say Zay, we mean X Among You, because we shortened it to XAY, which is Zay.
Okay,
whatever.
That makes a little bit of sense now. I thought
like,
Zay was a rapper.
Factor's talking. Like we've been doing this XAY shit for a long time, like 2 years now.
Okay.
Like when we came up with this, but like it kind of formed its own universe within. You know what I mean? Like it's got we got our own language and shit. Like Zay, like what are you Zayin? Or Zay Yang means everything's all good, or Zay Yang means it's bad. Like we're just a bunch of
We're just a bunch
of
we're
Zalians.
That's all it is.
Like, and then it connects all of these universes, Zalian universes, to Killa Factor and J.D.J. Hardaway and Costraven and his Walking Dead crew, and now that branches off to how we end up getting with Judah Priest and shit. This all formed from Killa Factor, and then ideas from our stupid ciphers. And now we got this Zalian universe. And
wait, real quick. I just want to say that AA cipher. You heard AA, right, bro?
Is that on the which?
That's
album?
the very last track. That's long as fuck.
On Wickedness and Retribution. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Firstly, again, shout out to everybody on that track. Fuck off, Draven. I know you're like, fuck that track. That motherfucker Draven, who's a member of Zay. He's also a member of the Chosen Few, but he's on that track, man. That motherfucker hates that track just because of the process it went to put it together. Because if you notice, within that track, like there are motherfuckers whose verses are broke up. You know what I mean? And like the way I'm telling, and I mean, these artists are from fucking all over the place. It's not like I have 15 artists in one room and I'm able to have a fucking conversation with them and be like, okay, now let's all go record. No, I have 15 fucking artists in one chat room and I'm trying to have a conversation and be like, all right, bro, now you take fucking this mark. All right, now you take this mark. All right, now you take this mark. And I'm giving them totally different fucking marks, having them feeling okay. And then I'm telling certain ones, all right, well, you take from here to here and then take from here to here, which is way the fuck later in the track. So I'm trying to explain to them how this is all going to fucking make sense in the long run of things. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just the building, it was fucking insane.
Yeah. Sounds really chaotic.
You know,
I can only imagine with that many people too. It's really hard to
And
collaborate. Like
I want
with
to
just
say
a
we
few.
started off with probably 15 different people
Oh,
that was
Jesus
on.
Christ.
You know what I mean? Like
If-
some people
if-
was probably the same, but the amount of people we went through, because like you say, like it's so many people, it's hard to get. Especially when you got
Time,
people, it's
life getting in the way, people getting
Well,
sick, people
I'll
fake getting
say-
sick.
as far as AA is concerned, I'll just
and
put out,
AA is just a mind fuck,
well,
anyways.
I'll just put out a little tidbit that if memory serves me proper, I might be off by one or two. But I'm pretty sure besides myself and DKB, the only people that were initially planned to be on that track that are on that track are Chuckles, I know for a
Chuckles.
fact, and Ground Zero, because he got me his verse quicker
It's
than anyone.
first, yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that one.
he was the first motherfucker to get a verse in. But short of that, I think everybody that was initially planned to fill the entirety of that track out changed. That just made my brain hurt a little.
I mean, some people like it's like, damn, I wish they would have been on there. I mean, I
Yeah.
love the way it came out. Like it's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
it's a pretty dope track after it came out. But like, some people I was like, damn, I wish we'd have got it. Other people I'm like, damn, I'm glad we dodged that bullet.
Yeah.
Swimming in
So
them waters.
sounds like you guys got 2 albums coming up, then 2 solos each.
No. We've got so here's the order this shit will hopefully drop. Now I'm not including Zay and Chosen Few within this. It should be my album, his album, a Killa Factor album. He's gonna drop 2 mixtapes somewhere within his album and his next album and that Killa Factor album. So somewhere in there, this motherfucker's just gonna randomly drop 2 mixtapes because he's while I'm the way
And 2 EPs.
Yeah, while I'm the Way Wilson of hip hop, this is the goddamn machine, right?
Mhm.
Right here. This motherfucker is the machine. I shit you not. Fucking, and then so that, and then after that, we'll end up dropping our second album, or well, no, our 5th album. Fuck, the second one that we've got planned at the moment.
Do you guys
And
do
then
any production though on this, or do you hand the production over to somebody else?
I do some.
This
But, like-
motherfucker is
Like, I did like some of the beats on Wickedness and Retribution. I don't know if on the other albums.
Well,
Not
you did-
America.
no
Heavy Grain,
Runs
I
on
did.
Murder- Runs on Murder is all
Yeah.
Sickle J. Shout out to him.
Yeah, except for like one track.
Is it? I think one of them.
The first track, the Cook It Up. He didn't do that one. That was like Drama Box. And then
Okay.
like Sickle J from overseas, Thailand,
I
England.
think he's back in Britain now, bro. I ain't honestly
Wherever,
talked to him in a
yeah,
while. I need to hit
it's
that
been a while.
motherfucker up.
But he's dope. Like just
Yeah.
like a random motherfucker we met in a group chat. You know what or not a group chat, like just a random post, you know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
like look, making beats, and then he ends up making our fucking mixtape album. You know, or not mixtape. I don't know. It's more like an album to me.
Yeah,
But it was supposed to be like a mixtape. And then like
it seems like an album.
I like some of the beats, like it was just like here's some beats, like let's pick through these beats I made. Like I wasn't really made for Killa Factor, you know what I mean? Like the other shit Noose made, and Noose is a young producer that makes some sick ass shit, man. And like I don't know, there's just something about like the way his bass sounds, and it's just like a lot of those tracks on Wickedness and Retribution are
Mhm.
Noose, and
Really
it's-
bassy.
yeah, it's
Most
just
of- yeah,
something
most
good
of 'em-
about it. It's just he comes from like a more heavy metal background, so it's like you
Yeah.
don't even really listen to rap. So, but like
Mhm.
he makes some dope ass fucking rap beats. I don't know how.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So we're gonna wrap it up soon because we're hitting over an hour. But where's a good place to check your guys' stuff and where to look out for you guys and everything?
You know, can I just say real quick? Because like I love it. Like every time someone said this on the radio, I was like, "Fuck you, dude! You're really just gonna tell me to? Are you just really gonna tell motherfuckers to go type your name into Google like it's like Google? Yeah, look, you type in Killa Factor into Google. Holy fuck! It's like the first goddamn 3 pages. I'm so fucking
That's
proud of
lucky
that
for you
yeah,
guys.
it's not Mr.
Yeah.
DKB, the same thing. It's all verified. It's all there. Fuck it, just
All right,
Google
that's
me.
awesome.
I don't care.
But
But yeah, everywhere.
But if you want to find the unknown factor, see, I'm an asshole, and that's a mathematical fucking equation. So if all you type in Google is the unknown factor, I am on the first page, which I'm like, fuck yeah. With that name on Google,
What an
I've
honor.
managed the first fucking page. I'm fucking like happy as fuck with the fact that I'm on the fucking first page, to be real honest, with the goddamn dumbass name my ass chose. So I'm a little harder to Google as far as an individual. I mean, you can go to pretty much any music service and look up any three of those, you know what I mean? And it'll pop us right up. But as far as if you just want to Google my ass, like add, I mean, you really just like add what am I? Add the unknown factor. What am I? You know what? Add that because it goes perfect and it's a dope ass track. And if it don't just play off my fucking name.
Okay, cool.
And it features Mistah DKB and motherfucking who knows.
One thing I didn't ask you guys about before we close it out, a music video. I didn't see any music videos yet. You guys gonna record one soon? Only 2 hours apart. You can meet up.
Hey, look. I need to finish editing that.
We have recorded. We had it almost done.
So
Shit happens to
the
computers.
closet.
Fuck you, dude. I had it done. I had this shit totally done, bro. But then I don't even remember the name of the fucking program I was using now because I fucking just pushed it out of my head because I did some research on it and I apparently found out this program is noted to cause glitches in bigger fucking video files. And I'm telling you, with all this shit, and so I couldn't get it to fucking come out right. And then after doing a bit of Google research, I realized it had nothing to do with my processor or anything or the amount of RAM I had in my computer. It was strictly the fucking program. So honestly, now I'm trying to learn something. I'm trying to learn a program that's really high fucking, and it's just, yeah. So there is definitely something in the works. There are many other things planned. There is actually a video, though, for X Among You Green Earth that you can check out that does have us both in it.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, we do have that visual from X Among You, and I know we have several planned. I gotta.
It'd also be cool if motherfuckers would want to work with us and make videos with us. That's a problem around here.
People, look, you.
I ain't trying to be a dick or nothing, but like I try to be humble and love everybody's shit, you know, whatever, like support everybody. But that's a problem around here is like nobody wants to fuck with nobody because like they feel like there's only one pile of whatever the fuck we're trying to get and that's it. No, when like we can all eat around here and, you know, do whatever. Like
it is
so it's kind of hard to like. So we try to do everything ourselves. Basically, what we're saying. So being 2 hours away, it's kind of a pain in the ass. And we're trying to make music and have families. You know what I mean? And you know, live life and other shit too. So, but yeah, that's one thing we know we're definitely lacking. We need some music videos.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the one that you guys have coming up.
I swear to
hit me up if you need some help with it too. I do video editing.
What? You want a video? What? Oh, really? What, you just offered a free hand?
No, I said if you need help, hit me up. We can talk later.
Wait, dude, do you want to get it? What kind of help? Because I need so many fucking realms of help with I don't think
I got time for that.
Well, yeah, just hit me up. We'll talk later. I do video editing, professional, so if you need some help, just let me know.
But man, I will talk to you because I actually do have a couple questions I think you might be able to help me with, and I would highly appreciate that. And I got a couple other things I might be able to talk to you about as far as helping with some other things. Because, like I said, you know, there's that NFGR connection, and you brought us on the show, bro. You've been a hell of a host. I've appreciated it.
Yeah,
word, man, word. It's all good, man. Like Chuckles, I'm glad that you guys reached out to me through Chuckles and stuff. I'm trying to do these new artist showcase once a month, and you guys are like my first, so it's kind of an experiment of like learning about. I'm not saying you guys are new in the game, but what I'm saying is Killa Factor is kind of a new name, so I'm trying to like bring shine to these new artists that are trying to get noticed, and I'm gonna stick them in between these legends like Comatose and Bloodshot, and then you got someone like you, and then we'll do some more, and then we'll get some new guys in, and hopefully you guys can see some of these other artists too, and maybe the collab could happen. There's a lot of talented people on our show.
There's actually, well, I mean, because it's funny you say that, because like I said, I know for a fact we've worked with a few of your guests, and I know for a fact, bro, that that list that you've got, there's somebody on it that I'm gonna hit up for you, because I need to hit him up myself, because he's really dope, and I would like to get him on some shit. But we'll talk about that later, shit off air. But you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna announce one thing, because I fucking shouted it out, and I said, man, could I announce it? You said the Cafe 301. I said, I'll announce that shit if I want it. Yeah, X Among You will soon have a track coming featuring Frank Nitty of Project Boyne. I ain't gonna say all the other fucking collabs we got, but there's a bunch of other fucking shit in store. Forza motherfucking up. This is extended ClipHop. We are Killa Factor.
Word up, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us, man. Appreciate y'all.
Hell yeah.
Much love, bro.
Much love.
Cop killer, this should be fun. Crooked cop killer, y'all on the wrong. Cop killer, what you gonna do? Dirty cop killer, affected killing you. Cop killer, this should be fun. Crooked cop killer, y'all on the wrong. Cop killer, what you gonna do? Dirty cop killer, affected killing you. Cop killer. Out and pop the trunk. Haters look in my eyes like I'm not the one. He didn't care about the blades or the time the gun. Took a reach inside and he got the drugs. Didn't care about the bodies or the blood splash. Punk bitch, I just want my blood back. Fuck that, hit him with the gun blast. Dump his body cause the bad comes to come fast. Now I dash, let's go on the offensive. They'll never see it coming, we can do an extensive purge of these dirty pigs, no need for repetition. That's just my thoughts, bro, what you feeling? I just wanna kill him, his cops in his face. Watch a couple chunks fly at the top of his head. Popping his lid, busted, I spark, it's the Killa Factor. Boy, what's the word? Justice is served. Cop killer, this should be fun. Crooked cop killer, y'all on the wrong. Cop killer, what you gonna do? Dirty cop killer, affected killing you. Cop killer, this should be fun. Crooked cop killer, y'all on the wrong.